Hey everybody, welcome to Mindset Live. I am Renee.
And I am John, and it is great to be with you on this Mindset Monday. It is Mindset Live. Have an amazing guest tonight. Her name is Brittany Lo. She is unbelievable. If you've had a wedding in New York City, there's a chance that one of people on her staff has done your wedding. She is the CEO and founder of Beautini, but she's launched an incredible new beauty company that we're going to be talking about, which is going to be unbelievable. How are you doing? How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
I'm doing good. I'm with you all day. Yeah, I seem fine.
Yes, you seem okay to me. I just want to make sure that we're still on the same page.
Yes. Are you good? How are you doing?
I'm feeling okay.
Okay, good.
I feel
I like
good.
that. I like that. It's nice that the weather's been so nice.
Oh, the weather's been amazing.
Yeah.
So Brittany is here. She is. She is ready to come on. This is very exciting stuff.
This is always the part where we're waiting.
This is the moment when she beams in from.
Hello, how are you guys?
Hi.
How you doing, Brittany?
Good. Sorry, I was joined in for a little bit and I didn't realize I had to ask to join. So my apologies.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're so excited to talk to you.
Same here. It was a pleasure meeting you guys. What, last month was it? Or April at this point? So now we're connecting virtually, which usually it's the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. We met at a Moxie Hotel event that you were sponsoring, and you were launching one of your products, the wipes, and it was an incredible event. I mean, there was so much energy in that room. Everyone was just absolutely in love with what you were doing. It was just really exciting to be part of, and that was just really exciting. Just so I can give my audience a little bit of an idea about who you are, because it's pretty amazing. You are the CEO and founder of Beautini, right? Which is one of the probably the most preeminent wedding experience place in the country, at least in the city, if not the country, potentially. And that's incredible. And in that role, you have over 80 stylists that work for you, and you've done thousands of weddings. I mean, that's in itself, and you would think that that's where you would stop and say, okay, I did it, I made it. And then you decided that you were going to go one step further, and you were going to just keep going. And it's just unbelievable. And what was the mindset that came about that drove this moment when you decided that what you had, you were going to really make it more?
So I would say that, like, I always thought I'd go into beauty products. Like, I ended up writing my second grade journal that I would have a beauty company. And at that point, I had no idea what a beauty service would be. So like, product was always like the end goal, the dream. But when I was graduating from Babson College, which is like this tiny business school, I was taking a services marketing class, trying to figure out how I could not go and to a corporate beauty company after graduation. And so I was like, there's no way I could raise a ton of money at my age to pour into inventory. And so in high school, actually, I started a mascara line, took a loan from my grandma. Actually, I still don't think I ever paid her back because they're still sitting in my parents' house. And I learned very quickly and very young that unless you have brand awareness or like have a true, like, understand the white space in the market, especially beauty, you'd have a very hard time succeeding. So I initially said, I'm going to build Beautini. I love this services piece because you can directly empower women and empower people because you're working with them directly, versus it's much harder to have like a mascara on the shelves of Sephora or CVS and hope that they have this empowering experience. So that was always kind of my dream to begin with. Wasn't ever sure the next step, but I got to a point where I grew my team, and we have an amazing team for Beautini. The pandemic hit, so I had a lot more time on my hands after all those weddings postponed. And so I just decided it was like a good time for me to like talk to our Beautini customers, figure out where that white space would be. Where is there room for me to like grow a beauty product business? And based on all of that, like, insights from our clients, I end up being able to create Beia. And yeah, I think it's a totally different company. very different to grow a product business than a service business, but I am enjoying like every moment of it.
That's
It
unbelievable.
really is. And it's so, I mean, there's so much to unpack there. First of all, second grade. That's pretty incredible.
It was a blessing
you're
and a curse.
entrepreneurial at second grade. That's wild.
I know, but people always say that it's like a cool thing, and it's almost like unrelatable when people are like, okay, cool, you knew since you were what, like 9 years old, that you knew, like you already had your game plan. And I loved it, but it was almost like there are other ways of getting to where I am and like starting a business, and not knowing until you graduate or until you're 30 to figure out like what that step is. And I think both paths are equally as exciting and have their ups and downs as well.
All right. I think one of the most impactful things that I keep getting out of conversations with you is this word empowerment. You know, you wanted to, in your Beautini business, empower people through these beauty experiences so that the most important day of their lives was as most powerful day for them as well. And then you took the same philosophy to, again, you applied it to beauty. Again, this empowerment, you mentioned it before. Was there a time in your life that you didn't feel empowered, that you want to empower so much?
I think that going to school, like you have science, you have math, and I was like, okay, I'm good at school, but I don't love it, and I'm not like excelling. And then in sixth grade, we never had any business classes, but my math teacher opened up the school store, and I applied to be CEO, and I learned how to like manage a team with my classmates and manage the store. And I was like, wow, this is like very cool. Like I finally feel like someone sees me, and I felt incredibly empowered that I found something that I'm good at. And so for me, like I just think that a lot of just meeting a lot of people and going through a bunch of like, dating in New York City, you have lots of great experiences, but also sometimes you're like, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't I find my partner? And so I think it just, you can have a lot of moments where you do doubt yourself or others doubt yourself. And so I wanted to create a platform with both Beia and Beautini to empower them through beauty, because when you do feel your best, whether that means wearing a shirt that you feel really confident in, or putting on a red lip, whatever it might be, or using our facial mist, like whatever makes you feel comfortable, that's when you feel your most beautiful. And I do think that like that confidence radiates on like your outer beauty, your inner beauty. And that's something that I've always been like very passionate about.
Wow, that is really, I relate so much to the entire story. I had a similar situation, and in school, I also worked in the store in school, and it empowered me. It did, and it was someplace I excelled and I felt good. Like you, I wasn't like the best student. Not that I was a bad student, just I wasn't interested in a lot of, whatever. But so interesting.
Wow. And I
So
think that's the cool thing is like it doesn't have to be like everyone's experiences and finding their path is very different and looks very different. But I think when you find that moment or that hobby or that outfit or that makeup product that gives you that empowering feeling, it's something that you'll never forget.
it's true.
100%. When we created the line, we created 6 mindsets. There was happy, there was focus, there was rest, there was recovery, and then there was beauty. Beauty was our final mindset because we believe, just like you, that having that sense and confidence was so important. A little background on us: we were in the retail business for many, many years before we got into the wellness space, and just like you, through apparel, we were able to see women transform their mindsets really and feel differently about themselves. And there was, if you took like a Venn diagram and you sort of overlaid it, you sort of had beauty on one side and you sort of had CBD on the other side. And in the between, you sort of have wellness. And we sort of all are interconnected because we're providing modalities for our audience to make them feel better. Whether that's to feel more empowered, to feel more confident, or to feel less anxiety, we're doing what we know how to do to provide those tools for our audience. And you've done it incredibly well.
I love how accessible that you make it, because sometimes when you're learning, like what is CBD? Like, how do I incorporate this new category into my life? It can be overwhelming and intimidating. And same thing for beauty. You go into Sephora and you see all these different brands. You're like, what does this product do differently than this product? And I like how simple your different mindsets are. So I can say like, you know what? I am having a lot of anxiety and I can't sleep. Okay, I know, or maybe I can't focus right now. You know exactly which one to take. And I think that's something that's very relatable for a customer, even if they've been taking CBD for years or just learning more about CBD and its benefits. So I love that about your brand specifically.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you
Thank
so
you so
much. It
much.
means a
And
lot. Thank you.
it means so much. And we really did create it for that reason, because sometimes you could pick up a bottle and it just has like a little like
Right.
leaf on it. And you're like, what is this? What am I supposed to do with it? How much do I take? Do I take it in the morning? Is it going to make me sleepy? Everything.
Speaking of products, BeiaBeauty.com is
Yes.
the site. It is absolutely phenomenal. It is gorgeous. I would make sure
Thank you.
everyone goes to the site. You did a phenomenal job on it. I love how you've got all the ingredients laid out that you can hover over and you can figure out, very clearly what's in your products. It's so self-explanatory how clean everything is. What was the mindset behind having a product that was so clean?
For me, it was personal experiences. I grew up, and still to this day, I have a lot of sensitivities, and I don't always understand exactly. I can't pinpoint them always, but it was always like a terrible experience trying this amazing new product, but then getting hives all over my face. And so, but on the flip side, when I was growing up, you would either have these very clean organic products that would melt off your face after an hour of wearing them, or you would suck it up and use this beautiful product that was horrible for your skin. And so I just think that first off, in today's day, starting a brand in the wellness space, beauty space, it is like a rite of passage to have a clean formula. My mission has always been like, I would never introduce a product that's just clean. It has to really work. And so like even our next product, we did 100 iterations of the formula because there's so many options that we could use that would fix the problem or make it a little bit better, but they weren't clean enough for us to include. And so I think it's maybe a little bit more of a challenging path to go on, but I think that as long as you use high quality ingredients, it's gonna show, and your customers are gonna tell. Like our customers are very educated at this point.
Yes.
And I think that more and more brands are going to have to, and that's exciting.
It is unbelievable. I mean, it's also so great for the audience because through everybody's efforts, they're getting really the best products.
Yeah.
So how did you curate the ingredients that went into these products? What was the influence that brought these specific, unique formulations together?
So I knew like there was definitely, we started off with a blacklist of ingredients. Like we didn't want any fragrance, like even essential oils. There's a bunch that like I react to. So I'd say being a first time founder in the beauty product space, that's where we started, was like what ingredients can I not use?
Right.
Looking at a lot of like Goop, or you have Credo Beauty, looking at their standards and just starting with those, and then see like, okay, as our chemist is developing our formulas, like he's amazing. He is very much on the same page in terms of keeping formulas very effective, but also very clean. So it's a lot of back and forth and like asking 1,000,001 questions on what do these ingredients do? Why do we need it in this? What happens if we take it out? And it's a lot of trial and error. But I do think it's helpful that there is a lot of research out there to kind of get a guidance when starting on what to use and what not to use.
Yeah, we go through a similar process.
Yeah, everybody, you're going through this this very strenuous process so that the product that you get, and even when it hits the market, you always say, "Oh, there's one more thing I could have done." But
One more.
at some point, you got to let it go. I got to tell you a funny story really quickly, though. I was asking Rene the other day where those the refresh wipes were, and she said, Caitlin took them.
My
Anyway,
daughter.
No way!
Our daughter, who's 25 years old and who is a very strong proponent of high quality beauty products. I see the charges, and she fell in love with them, and she immediately scooped them up, took them home, and
Just send me more. That's amazing to hear.
Yeah. And the hydrating mist is unbelievable as well. And it's such a great, easy thing to give yourself that self-care. And I know that that's a big part of the brand. That's a big part of what you're about. So what is that about? Why do people not want to give themselves self-care?
So I think for Beia, like the whole basis of it is that there's a lot of societal taboo. So like whether it is about like taking time for yourself and being, you know, like saying no to plans, or like not, you know, feeling guilty talking about sex or whatever it might be. There's a lot of taboos that we wanted to tackle with Beia. And so we say we're serious skincare for your personal pleasure. And so what you may not know is that we are essentially skincare products for more intimate concerns. So we're really focusing on the sexual wellness component, because I believe that like physical beauty, of course, is a part of beauty, but it's also your sexual health and your well-being and like your mental health that all ties into that. And so when we started with the different products, oh my gosh, I just forgot your question. You were saying with the mist, how we came figured
Who
out.
knows?
Oh my gosh.
Whatever you were saying is really interesting. Don't worry,
Yeah,
just keep talking.
keep going.
Oh, okay, so wellness piece. Oh, yes. Okay, sorry. And so for us, we were like, how do we create products where one, people feel comfortable using them, and they tackle these like embarrassing concerns. Like a lot of my Beautini clients would come in and be like, listen, like I have blemishes all over my chest. I'm going to be wearing a wedding dress. What can I do? Like I feel conscious, or like I sweat so much, like I'm embarrassed and I'm going to be nervous on my wedding day. Like this is a real concern, but like, what do? Put more like deodorant on? And so that's where I saw there's like a big opportunity for us to like find these, create this whole concept of a me moment of it is like just this moment where you're walking on the street or late at night and you're calming down, you take your sleep gummy, you do some mist, and you're like, okay, this is for me. and then also it goes into like the whole sexual wellness piece too, is that like it's something that people don't like to talk about, but we all deserve pleasure and to be able to feel our greatest self before, during, and after you enter the bedroom each day. And so our whole thing is, we knew that if we started off as this like sexual wellness brand from the start, we would alienate a ton of different people. So we started with the facial mist for people to understand its face and body. It was the number one concern for our brides for Beautini, for their wedding day. So it met the need, and it also allowed people to see how effective our formulas are, how high quality our packaging is, and get to know our brand. And once they trust us and realize how easy it is to like understand what our products do, then we entered with our refresh wipes. So like they have similar hero ingredients. This again is for the gym, whether you're sweating on your wedding day or an event. It's great for travel, but they're also pH balanced and great for intimacy. And our next product is still skincare like serum, but it leans into the sexual wellness even more. And I think it's all about like taking time to like clean off, feel good. Like I know that if I'm sweating right now, like if we were doing this in person, I probably would have taken one of these in the bathroom, wiped myself down, and then you just feel better, because when you feel your best, like we talked about earlier, that's when you feel your most confident. And so even with our next product, if you enter the bedroom feeling so self-conscious about how you smell, or whatever it might be, it's going to impact like your ultimate experience in the bedroom. So there's just a lot of different moments that we find throughout the day and night, that we're excited to address with our products.
By the way, I applaud you, and I love it. I mean, you conquered the wedding day, and now you're going to conquer wedding night.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the funny part, is that like we're doing relationship, like beauty type of relationships, weddings. You're like, you have to commiserate your marriage through sex. So now we're like, okay, let's focus on that piece of the wedding next.
Yeah, no, I think it's really smart. I mean, sex, when it's enjoyable, it's free for the most part, right? And and it's fun. So I say go for it.
It's true. Everything.
Right?
It is true. It's true.
But I think that's
It's
great.
free. It's fun.
But I love the concept of the me moments. I feel like that's really going to be impactful to people as they follow you and they follow this journey with you. It really is exciting stuff. What did you want to?
So wait, first of all, I usually ask this in the beginning, but what sign are you? What like horoscope?
I'm Aquarius.
My daughter is an Aquarius too.
No way! What's your birthday?
Her birthday is January 23rd.
Oh, I'm the 28th.
Oh my God. That's
wow.
That's why we get along.
There you go. What are you?
I'm a Gemini. My birthday's Sunday.
Oh my gosh, happy almost birthday.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
I know somebody who would enjoy some refresh wipes. As a little
Yes, there we go. I will be sending them your way. That's so exciting. It's a miss. And can't
Yeah.
wait to give you our
And
next
who knows?
product
Maybe there'll be
launching
some
next
sexual
month.
wellness involved. You never
There
know.
we go.
It's your birthday.
Yes,
Who knows?
My
absolutely.
birthday.
You know, once a year. You never know what'll happen.
But yes, air signs, we get along.
It's true.
Yes. And
So I would say that obviously, I mean, you've got a very loyal, huge community and following, both personally and through your brand. But the question I have is, who influences you? Who are you following that's moving the needle for you?
like just on social media, would you say?
No, just you could tell me anybody. Who's inspiring you?
I think I love gaining perspective and like immersing myself in all different areas because I think it doesn't have to be just one person, but like observing yourself in different environments. I feel like I get influenced. As an Aquarius, I am very sensitive to my environment. So like feeling the energies and seeing how like different environments do that me. But I'd say honestly, like our customers at this point, it's pretty cool whether they are a supporter of Beia through our Instagram or they found us through Beautini, whatever it might be. Like I feel like right now I'm most keyed and dialed into them because I essentially created this brand thinking I knew who our customer is, but then you look at people who are buying and you're like, holy crap, this is amazing. They just purchased another 4-pack of wipes or this and that. And so it's really cool to see like why they're buying, who they are, where they come from, what they're looking for. And so as I am in full blown Beia mode, I'd say that like our customers are my biggest influence because a lot of them I don't even know. So like learning a little bit about them means the world, and seeing how they found us and how we can like cater to them further and build that community is something that I'm very excited to focus more on and get to know them on like a deeper level to make sure we're creating a product and brand that really resonates with them.
Well, that is why you are going to be, and you already are incredibly successful.
Oh,
Incredible.
so sweet.
I
No, that's
love
exactly.
Let's hope.
You got
Let's
the whole
hope.
gig. That's it. That's the whole deal.
I love that so much, and I completely again relate to everything you just said. We are our customer. We're constantly looking.
We can go on narratives. We can go on long. We'll get an order in. We'll go to long narratives.
Where did they come from?
Where did they live? What is their
Yeah, you go in deep dives. You become like a stalker, right? You're like,
Yeah.
okay, where did they come from? How did they find us? What is their sign? What do we get along in real life? Where do you find that you get most of your customers from? Like through events, through like
I think
It's so many
everywhere.
things, you know. When you get to the point where you planted so many seeds that you're not sure where the yield is coming from 100%, that's when you've sort of reached the tipping point, you know, where it starts to compound on top of itself, you know.
right.
I've been on this trip a couple of times. There's nothing like this one right now. This is really unique, this space.
Yeah.
But there's like driftwood along the way that you pick up and you go, okay, I'm on the right path. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what's happening. And you just sort of, you sort of just lean into those things. And when it's flowing, you feel it. It just flows.
Yes.
You know, when there's a lot of grind and there's a lot of resistance, you feel like, okay, maybe you need to move away from it a little bit. At least that's how we've learned at this point. I've certainly pushed through a lot of barriers. I found that it wasn't necessary potentially all the time.
But definitely the events have been so impactful. The in real life events.
Yes.
Like, they are definitely very impactful because for us, information and, you know, explaining the brand and CBD, and there's so many misconceptions and taboos around it, just like with, you know, a
Sexual
lot.
wellness.
Yeah.
100%.
And just getting in front of people and talking is so important. These lives are very impactful. Like, you know, getting in front of people and talking, and people who, you know, have questions and they want to know things. And so, yeah.
Absolutely. And that segues perfectly into the fact that we will be at Equinox on Bond Street on Tuesday night.
No way!
Yes, tomorrow night. It's Tuesday night.
Yeah, tomorrow night. It's Tuesday night.
Tomorrow night is Tuesday night. Yes, so Tuesday night, tomorrow night, between 4 and 8. So please come visit us IRL at Equinox on Bond Street. And then, of course, on the 16th, we will be at an IRL takeover of 16 different Equinoxes in and around the tri-state area. I will be at Columbus Circle.
I think.
Amanda will be in Rockefeller Plaza. Casey will be in Bryant Park. You are going to be out in the Hamptons, but it's going to be amazing. So come visit Mindset in real life at an Equinox near you or at your local pop-up.
He's good
Wow.
at that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Congrats to you. 16 of them.
Yeah, it's, we got really blessed. Just we found our tribe with them, and they've really been supportive of our mission to try to spread wellness, and it's been fantastic. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fun fact that they gave me my first break with Beautini. We used to do a lot of beauty events with them before we figured out weddings were our niche. We tried out doing hair and makeup services at their gym. So whenever they had events, we'd come over. And it was they were very supportive.
So supportive. I love to hear that.
It's so great. You find that great people end up working together consistently in a similar loop. And that's the wonderful part I found of being in this space, is being able to talk to people like you, just the unique opportunity just to connect. So
I agree. It was so nice to meet you, and I'm glad that we got to reconnect again. And once you have all your events, we'll have to do another in IRL meetup again.
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
Yes, I would love to. We definitely should do something.
Yes. So go to BeiaBeauty.com.
Yes.
BeiaBeauty.com.
MindsetWellness.com. Buy your beauty products, buy your CBD products, and we will see you soon.
Thank you again for having me, and have a nice night.
Thank you
You too.
Bye.
Bye.